So we had the pleasure of meeting the Cattaraugus County team a couple years ago. They were doing great work in graphic design and other art services to the school districts in their area, and they had a wild idea to start producing moving animation. Animation projects at Magic Spell Studios are all about the students exploring and owning the process.
The Magic and BOCES project is a collaboration where the school districts of upstate New York are integrated with BOCES and make educational content in the form of animation for each of those school districts.
We were approached by BOCES a couple of years ago because of the reputation of the animation program. Really out in the zeitgeist, people contact us a lot and they say, your animation is really good. Would you be interested in a collaborative project? So that was the initial conversation we had with CA BOCES.
I've been working at the BOCES animation team since February of 2022, pretty much consistently all the way through. I was part of season 1 and now season 2 of the Character Kids project. I was not part of the initial pilot and all of the character designs. That all came before us.
The BOCES team had a great staff who were themselves artists and designers, and in fact, some of the work we do now with the RIT team are using designs from some of their staff from a couple of years ago. However, they weren't skilled in animation production, and that's something that at Magic Spell Studios we're excited to offer our students the opportunity to contribute to.
We have a lot of returning customers, schools that we create cartoon versions of their principals, some of their staff members, maybe their mascot. We've done a cardinal, we've done a husky, we're doing a Wolverine, I think. And we create cartoon versions in a cartoon world that is often based on a specific school district in order to deliver a message.
I am so excited to be back in person, cheering on our teams and getting to listen to our talented musicians.
Good evening, folks.
Good evening. Real quick before you head inside, we are going to need you to make sure you are properly wearing your mask at all times. And once you are in there, properly social distance yourself from anyone who is not in your immediate family.
The Character Kids is the one project part of BOCES that's a TV show, I guess. Like, we do other things that are like animating administrators, giving announcements. This is something where we write scripts for. Each of the characters has their own personality that we have to take into account when animating them, like acting and emotion-wise.
For animators, that's really, really cool, and we get to do the things that we eventually want to be doing as careers.
We try to emulate the production pipeline of we'll call it a real production studio as closely as we can, but we're also working with students who have different interests and different skill levels.
This kind of work that we're doing is not something that's taught in classes. Throughout this job, yes, we're developing our storyboarding skills and our animation skills, but we're also learning what it's like to work in a team using different assets that other people have made in order to do our own stuff. When I animate, I'm using Piper's rigs to animate the characters, but it's very, very valuable when it comes to the real professional world, because that's essentially what animation jobs are.
One aspect of the industry that I've really wanted to pursue is being a rigging artist, being a build artist. And every alumni that I've talked to, when I've told them that I've been able to work on this project and that I want to focus in that, has been wow, that's a really good thing to have that skill. Not a lot of people enjoy working on that, and being able to have 2 years of industry experience will help set me apart from other applicants.
I grew up watching animated series, cartoons and things like that, and that is kind of what got me into wanting to do animation. And I think that knowing that I'm creating something that will be shown to children and they might be inspired to do something similar it makes me very happy, because animation is such a fun field to be in.
One of the big benefits for both RIT and for the students that these BOCES projects support are that it exposes K through 12 students to the reality of animation careers or storytelling careers, production careers, and that came to a head in a project we did last year, where one of our MFA students actually built a course and delivered it virtually, delivered it remotely to students in several of the districts in the Cattaraugus County region. it allowed our student to build their own curriculum, to understand how to communicate the profession of animation, and to inspire some of these K through 12 students to want to be animators themselves, to harness that artistic interest they've already got and realize there's a career in it for them. It was a great joint mission of both RIT and BOCES to construct classes that our own students taught to the students of the BOCES districts. As we see our relationship with BOCES, these animations, this storytelling out in the districts is working so well that I'm sure there's going to be seasons to come of the Character Kids. There's going to be even more animated announcements at the member schools. So this is really exciting for us because we can continue to grow the relationship with BOCES, grow the relationship with the students in those districts in the Cattaraugus County region, and hopefully expand this to other regions in the state. This will continue. This is going to go for as long as I can see into the future, as long as there's fun stories to tell and honestly new ways to tell it. Who knows? We've been doing a lot of 2D animation now. Maybe we start to get more comfortable with some 3D animation. Maybe there will be full three-dimensionalized versions of our principals and our teachers and our mascots announcing cool things for this school year out in those K-12 districts.